Hi guys, it's the 2nd of November 2020, and you can, as you can see, it's dark around me. I'm just about to go to bed, and it's middle of the night right here, and about to go to bed. I just thought, let me get up my thought before I do this and just put it on YouTube. So this is a general speculation and prediction in regards to what is happening all around the world. It's not fake news, it's not real news, it's just a prediction and speculation based on the things I've been able to put together out of my observation of the events going on all around the world. So the first thing I want to talk about is the US election. I think Donald Trump is going to win in a landslide. He's going to win the popular vote in a landslide. And but when it comes to the electoral college, I think there will be a bit of a struggle. He's going to win, but it's not going to win with much margin that he had uh, between in 2016 with Hillary Clinton. But I think there will be, very small margin because this is the way I think the electoral college in the United States would like to play their politics. That's just my own take in regards to that. And also, I think Donald Trump have a very good record to run on. In 2020, he was saying, in 2016, sorry, he was saying what he was going to do because he has never been a politician. But in 2020, he can say evidently with proofs and records of achievement what he has done, that he has done more than what he promised. The war, the military, the economy, deregulation, and even the last GDP went up about 30 to 33% or something. That the record that just came up 2 days ago or yesterday or thereabouts. Um, so I think he's really doing well. All the crisis going on around the United States. I mean, in those democratic led state. Um, I think it's just the way the Democrat Party is doing, just to enable those people to do that, to see they will be able to get more advantage or in the with the electorate, in the United States. So I think they're not going. Democratic Party is not going to perform very well. Definitely, they don't have that enthusiasm that Donald Trump and his base have running into this election. And with all these polls that is saying that there's a tie between Joe Biden and Donald Trump in some of these battleground states. I think it's just it's working in the advantage of Donald Trump because that is energizing the Donald Trump's base more to go out and vote for Donald Trump. And I think this election, the Democratic Party will be losing the black votes. You know, because they don't really have good policy. People are coming to understand what is really happening and the way the media has been so much biased against Trump. So it's not going to be a good night for the Democratic Party, but it's going to be a great night for Donald Trump. Now, as I said, this is my prediction. Anything can still happen. I don't know what kind of intelligence the Electoral College have against Trump, but whatever it is, I'm still hoping that it's going to win, and I think he deserves it. I think he's working really very hard. As old as he is, he's doing about 5 rallies in a day. I don't think I can do that, and also still at the same time maintain the ability to run the country. With the pandemic that is on the rise and that is yet to subside. I think it's subsiding, but I think it's still out there. People still talking about it. I think he's really doing a good job for his country. And the reason why most people still like him all around the world is the fact that they wish they could have a leader who can actually fight for the people, and just call out all these politicians who are just embezzling money and not and doing a bad job running the country in their own country. So that's why people all around the world just kind of like him. And there's some people say they don't like the way he talks. It is the media that don't like the way Donald Trump talks. Uh, Most people talk that way when they're in their peer group, in their private rooms, and when they're angry and all of that. So they don't really see it as a bad thing. It's just the media who is kind of like making it look ugly to the general public. So now, going further in my prediction, if Donald Trump performs very well in his second time, I think come 2024, Mike Pence is going to take over, and if he performs very well in his first and second time, then I think we should be looking at somebody like Ivanka Trump taking over after Mike Pence. So that is my own general prediction in regards to the U.S. election. And in regards to the to Joe Biden, I think he should sue the Democratic Party. I think they've really abused him. The guy is not really healthy to do all these things that he's doing. He's not really healthy. They allowed him to do, to run because he didn't want to run. I think one thing that is going to say it is his biggest mistake in his entire life will be running for 2020 or presidential election, because number one, it's not healthy to do it, and also he's a stingy guy. He doesn't want to spend all the money that he has accumulated as a result of being the vice president during the Obama era. And also, the Democratic Party, they actually really did a bad thing, doing everything to make sure Donald Trump didn't win in 2020, in 2016, and doing everything to overthrow him after he won, and they were just laying one trap to the other, and when they know evidently that the guy has not done anything wrong. um, so the Democrat Party, they're really, really, really bad. And again, I'm not sure if I think um, Democratic Party will be losing their stand. I think another party, let's say Libertarian or Independent Party, will be taking over the role of the Democratic Party. I don't. I think based on the way what they've done in 2016 leading up to 2020, the party, I don't think they will have strong majority or people still backing them. I think another party is going to be coming into play that will be taking over the reign of the Democratic Party. It's just my own general prediction. I'm not saying that's the fact or that's what is going to happen. That's what I think it may happen with the way they are playing their politics. They are not doing everything to protect the United States Constitution, and every part of their policy is just looking for a way to overturn or retune the United States Constitution, which I think it's not really sounding well with the Electoral College or the big minds that is in charge of the Constitution in the United States. Please just pardon me to use that word because I don't have the most technical terms to use for it. And also, I want to talk about the coronavirus. Now, the only people talking about coronavirus these days, you only hear it from the government parastatals. You don't hear it from the government in terms of the president or the prime minister. Um, Majority of people are just going about their life, doing whatever they've got to do. They don't talk about it. They don't even think it exists any longer. But the government, they know what the reason why they still keep on hammering and just making people believe that the coronavirus is still out there. So and the other people talking about it are the people who have been affected directly. Let's say people whose parents or loved ones or who have lost their loved ones or their parents as a result of the coronavirus, and they can show evidently that this was the reason why uh, their loved one died. Then those are the people who will be talking about it. And uh, but by and large, most people, just want to go about their daily lives, because one thing that they've come to learn, during this course of these 8 months, is the fact that 8 to 9 months is the fact that they now know that this does not really affect younger people. Younger people may even have it and don't know, or they will probably have a slight symptoms of the coronavirus. So they don't see any reason why they should lose their means of livelihoods and not, you know, socialize with their friends just because this coronavirus that would not really affect them as much as flu will. So I think any policy that should be coming out these days should be a policy to protect the elderly and the vulnerable. Now, expanding of the more on the coronavirus of the thing, where's the origin? Where did it actually come from? Now, what I'm about to say is more of like speculation. I don't have any evidence. It's just based on piece and pieces that I've been able to gather together online and from what people are really talking about, and I'm just kind of like reaching some kind of conclusion. It's not a total conclusion. It's just I'm still learning in the process. I think this coronavirus, I think it's something a product of the West. It was genetically engineered to attack some vulnerable people who are depending on the National Health Service, and by throwing this out there, it's going to probably get rid of them quickly, and then um, it's going to relieve pressure on the National Health Service and the pension and all of that, and it's going to free the economy, kind of a thing. I mean, that's the way I kind of see it. I'm not saying that is necessarily true. Sorry, I'm not saying that is necessarily true, but that's the, you know, I'm kind of like having this second thought about the whole concept of COVID-19. I know about these, other things that goes with it in terms of giving some chip to people and some vaccine and all of that. I don't really want to talk about that right now. I just want to center these on more what I think is, uh, you know, the kind of the best translation I can actually give into this scenario of this COVID-19. Now, this was engineered. It was sent to over to China because they were playing difficult in terms of the agreement they were trying to make with the United States and all of that in terms of economy, and just to destabilize the economy of America of China a little bit. But when China discovered that they've been set up, now this story that I'm giving is not, I don't have any evidence for it. I'm just kind of like speculating. I think when they discovered that they've been set up, they lock down their country, which means they don't allow people to travel from one state to the other, but they allow people to travel from China to the part of the world. This is the reason why it became pandemic. And and then this whole thing, you know, blew out, and then all this lockdown began. And people have actually learned through the process, and they've learned how to take care of themselves, what they need to do. But my concern here is this: why is it that every attempt to for some professionals in the medical environment to give out their own suggestion that can help people to survive the coronavirus is being suppressed by the social media, by the news medias. I, I still don't know. Some doctors in the United States came out. They gave their own view in regards to the what's it called, hydroxychloroquine and zinc, and but they were actually quenched before daybreak. And no one wants to talk about the hydroxychloroquine any longer. No one wants to talk about zinc any longer. And no, even in the UK, they don't talk about it. They don't say you can use it. And despite the fact that Donald Trump have been hinting about this hydroxychloroquine and how it works and how it helps people, the media wouldn't talk about it. They're suppressing it. And this Dr. Fauci of the United States, that guy, I really don't like that guy. I think the guy was, and the World Health Organization, they are into all this coronavirus of a thing, and they all played it together because they wanted to have the maximum impact. Remember, during the beginning of this pandemic, they're saying that mask doesn't work, and now it works. Can you imagine? And even if I wear mask right now and I have COVID, and I'm going to touch the mask anyway. I'm going to use my hand and touch some other part of whatever I go. And some other person will go there and touch it and, you know, take on the coronavirus. So why all these mandates? I don't know. I mean, I just cannot get my head around this issue of this mask of the thing, because I think it's all bull. It's all bull, to be honest with you. Um, Now, I'm just going to move to the part of the South China Sea. Now, this is this is at the most crisis point in the history of, this 2020, which has almost gotten to the boiling point, and at any moment from now, anything can explode. To be honest with you, only few media channels have been covering this South China Sea event as it is unfolding. It's not really been, you cannot see it in any major media, Sky News or BBC or CNN, ABC, and MSNBC, and all this big media corporation. They're not really talking about it, but there's hell of a lot that is going on in South China Sea, and China will need to be very careful as they progress in their quest to take over the South China Sea, because now they are at odds with almost the entire world, not only the West, but even the South Asian nations, who are also in contest with this South China Sea, and they have some claim over it. But China is trying to take over everything to themselves, to the point that they sank a fishing ship in the South China Sea that belongs to, I think, Philippines or Indonesia. I'm not really sure which of those countries. And also they have a dispute with the land, with the Indian, with the with India in the Himalayas, which they, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, they killed about 20 soldiers of India. So the entire weight of the entire of the world is almost against China, and China is just standing alone now. And I don't think Russia would want to join to support them in their war, whatever kind of war they want to fight with the West, because even Russia has been affected by the coronavirus. So you see, they are in a very, very tough spot. Now, if they want to proceed and just fight it on to say they want to, claim their right, they want to take over Taiwan, take over Hong Kong, um, and then they want to take over the South China Sea. They would need to go into, a fierce battle with the West and the South Asian countries, which I think, except they have the equipment or the tool that they can use to win the war. If they don't, if they lose, they will be losing more than they can gain, because that means that China will cease to exist, and that nation is going to be broken into 5 nations. You will not hear the word China any longer, because the West doesn't really want a big country like that will be able to put us together to come up with some nuclear weapon or become as powerful as the Western nation. Basically, I don't think it's something they want to try to. They want to accommodate, I would say. So China would need to play diplomatically and be sensible in their approach as they proceed. I think the only thing they may have to lose as a result of all these events is the fact that Taiwan will have to become independent and independent nation, and also Hong Kong. And I think that's one of the in line with some other economic um, right that the West is actually clamoring for to get China to play by the rules. So those are the only thing they may tend to lose at this point. But if they don't, and they decided to forge ahead in their quest to take over Hong Kong by force and take over, Taiwan and South China Sea, then they may have to lose quite a lot if they don't win the war. So that is my own take in regards to the event at the moment. I would have loved to touch about Nigeria, my country, but it's almost 20 minutes now, so I don't want to go into that. I think I'm going to put that in another video. And thank you for taking your time to just listen to my speculation and predictions. And good luck to Donald Trump. I hope you win the election, and if you don't win, I hope peace is going to prevail in that country. And thank you guys again, and have a good morning, have a good sleep. I would say bye now.